Well, hello. I think I'm now live streaming to you guys. So what are you about to experience here? Basically, I did my WildFit 90-day challenge 2 years ago and I became a certified WildFit coach. And last year was a year that we were talking a lot about boosting immunity. And it's something that is totally possible, um, even using small tools and tips, things that we were already doing in our challenge, because WildFit is based on the perspective of anthropological studies, going back to the Homo sapiens, how we used to live, and what is our body meant to experience and to live. So in that sense, now we got this document that puts everything together, 9 simple tips that you can start yourself doing it. And the reason why I decided to bring it to you here is because, this is a small group, a private group of mine, but I want to bring value to you. And to me, I think that everybody will be able to get something out of this. And it's really practical things that you can do on your own. You don't have to go through the WildFit challenge to know this, but some clients of mine who already did the WildFit challenge will know this, what I'm going to be talking about. But some people, even you might, oh yeah, I heard that on the news and that, but then you're not, doing anything about it. So this is kind of like a checklist. You name it. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to start sharing my screen. So just a little bit. Share. Okay. So, so this document that I'm sharing with you, it's meant to just, like I said, empower you with some information, and it's condensed information, and you can, start implementing this on your daily basis so that you can stay healthy and be more empowered with all that's happening with the virus. We all have heard of people who had the virus. I certainly know some friends who had it, and they were, some were luckier, they like to say, than others, and they didn't suffer too much or didn't have much symptoms. But I truly believe that if your immune system is working properly, it's easier if anything comes your way. And it can be the coronavirus or something else, because there are things always developing. So the tip number 1 is one that for me is really, really hard, which is drink more water. I really have to force myself because usually I'm not the type of person who feels that thirst. But I can tell you that the more water I drink, the more I realize I'm thirsty and the more I start drinking water. And why is water so important? So many of us are constantly dehydrated, right? I think I used to be in that state a lot of times. But our bodies really do need water due to this process called osmosis that is supposed to transport the essential nutrients to your cells, okay? So if we're lacking water, that is not happening. Also, water is amazing to flush out your toxins, and so it puts out your energy. One thing that I do myself nowadays is, ever since I did my challenge, actually, I started having a bottle of water with me to remind myself to drink water. So effectively, I try to drink 6 to 8 glasses a day. So this bottle, it's like 2 glasses. And because that is not enough, so sometimes what I do is I have this app on my phone to remind me to drink water. So like every hour or so, it reminds me drinking water. Another good tip is for you to have a glass of water right in the morning when you get up and before you go to bed. A lot of people say, oh, but before I go to bed, then I start peeing more. It is true. So you need to be a bit conscious, give it a little bit of timing. And also, if you drink too much water too fast, then your body will flush it right away. So try to zip it. And that the ideal is to be throughout the day to keep drinking the water. Okay, so water is really essential to our health, and it is one of the things that we start to introduce. We start our challenge usually with that. Okay, and then in the document that I have, it has even some kind of like curiosities, I like to say, about how water, how you can set your intentions with water, and you can set up, do some crystals on the water, depending on the frequency. So there's a lot of energy involved with water. So think about it. You want to improve it? Drink water. Another thing is get fresh air. And I know that nowadays with the lockdowns is so hard because a lot of people are forced to be indoors. I know right now in Portugal is one of those situations, but try as much as you can, as long as you're allowed to be on the street, to get fresh air. It is so important because, we as Homo sapiens, we were used to be outside most of our times. And now we have been so much time at home that we are lacking that. And we really do need to have more time outside and breathing fresh air. Breathing is very, very important. And in fact, we teach the box of 5 exercise in WildFit, which is basically you inhale for a count of 5, then you pause for a count of 5, exhale for a count of 5, and pause for a count of 5. I recently dropped off in this Facebook group a mix that I did with this box of 5 exercise integrated into it. I like to DJ, deep house. So I actually started on a slower BPM so that it relaxes you. And you will see if you do this like in a count of 5 rounds of this, you will see that after you do that, you will feel more grounded. And breathing is really very important. And you can say, yeah, I am breathing. That's how I am alive. Yes. But do you realize that we are breathing so shallow? And that actually communicates stress to our bodies, which raises the levels of cortisol. And that's not what you want to be doing. Either for releasing weight, it's so important to be out of stress in your body so that your body can have that communication that it's safe and releases. And also, with all that it's happening, if your body thinks it's in stress, it will allocate the energy into certain points in your body, but it won't be in other points and where you might need to defend yourself if some organism is attacking you. So this is why it is so important. And breathing fresh air, preferably, it will be the best for you. So if you can, and in some ways, sometimes I wish I was in Portugal and I could go just to the beach and just enjoy a bit of fresh air there. Here, I try to go to the park and do that. So you can even use my mix. Just a little bit of advice. Then another thing is movement. Okay, so that doesn't mean that you have to be an exercise addict, but movement, it is very important to your body because it also helps you to remove toxins. So even if you don't have a workout routine, try to start slowly. Just do like slow movements, like going for a walk once again. It can be good because you can start walking faster, you're exercising, there's lymph being transferred around your body, and that is healthy for you. Okay, so the lymphatic system relies on your movement to move the infection fighting white blood cells around the body, okay, which we need to maintain that immune system strong. Okay, so tips for exercising: go for a walk, do some stretching, look up a high intensity exercise on YouTube or a yoga video. Right now, because we were forced to be inside, there's so many activities and so many courses online that are even free for you to join an activity. I know some. I actually had. I'm trying this new app with Portal, which is from my previous gym, and they have mindfulness tools integrated with relaxing exercises, more like flow, and the HIIT exercises. So there's a lot of things out there. Just do something, even in the morning, just a stretch. Start moving. That's the most important. Then tip number 4, eat right. Okay, so this is one that it's closer to my heart, of course, because of the WildFit challenge. But even if you're not set up to do a program and you think that you're going to be restricted or whatever your reasons are, but there are things you can do to start eating better. And actually, in WildFit, we say that your health is far more determined by what you put in than what you take out. So even if you're not getting rid of stuff that you know that it's not really good to your body. Hello, pizza, hello, sugars. But at least if you're putting the right things in, it will help your body. Okay. So, and one of the things is, of course, vegetables. Vegetables, and you might think, oh, I don't like vegetables. Okay, do you know how many species are out there? Like 800. Do you know how many species we eat? Like if you go to the supermarket, you only have a few vegetables out there. Well, try to go to more like farmers market and try to experience new things, try new vegetables and see how they will taste to you. Okay. So the most important thing is that a lot of times when we're eating a plate of food, we're eating a lot of other stuff like carbs and proteins and just a little bit of vegetables. Well, try to increase the amount of vegetables in your plate. And there are substitutions that you can even do, which is like, it's here in the document, like pasta, for instance. Instead of pasta, try the zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash. Instead of chips, you can try to have kale chips. It's easy to make in the oven and they're crunchy. It's really good. Instead of a toast in bread, you can do a sweet potato toast. It's easy to do as well. You can do it in the oven. Or potato fries, instead of using potato, try to use sweet potato fries. I think that a lot of more people are doing that. I know even my mother is replacing her potatoes with that. Or parsnip or carrots. I did this daikon radish French fries, and they were really good. So it's a matter of you trying. And of course, rice, everybody's talking about the cauliflower, that it's the new hit in vegetables. It's like cauliflower rice, cauliflower pizza, it's cauliflower everywhere. But actually, I do use the cauliflower rice in a lot of recipes, and I'm liking it more and more. So try to substitute some of that other stuff with these ingredients. And then another thing that you should have is fresh fruits. If you notice, fruit is something that gets spoiled really quick, and it's something that it's usually available in short periods of time. So we were not meant to be eating fruits all of the time, which is why we were not meant to have sweet in our system all of the time. But it is very important to eat fruits. They're full of nutrients for you. The tip that we give you is to have it on an empty stomach. Why is that? Fruits have a lot of seeds, and they're meant to pass through our bodies quickly because we don't digest seeds well. We're not meant to break them. So birds are the ones who transport the seeds, not us. Our transportation of seeds is basically have the fruit going through our body, and then we would go number two somewhere in the woods in the like old times, right? So it's meant to really go through your body so then it can be spreaded somewhere else and start growing. So that's the cycle of fruits. And so just remember that if possible, if you have fruit on an empty stomach and not mix it with other things, it is the healthiest way to eat fruits. But either way, eat it. And you can even do something like, eat fruits certain days and another day maybe do a green smoothie, alternate. Another thing that is very important in the eating habits is protein. Either if you're vegan or not, protein is important to your body. So try to have protein like wild salmon. We even mentioned bison here, grass-fed beef, free-range chicken. The most important is if you have meat is to have high quality meat, because there's a lot of saying about meat being bad for you too, but it's because right now we eat so much foreign meats, which are not good to our bodies indeed. But if you try to go for the organic, grass-fed, then you will be putting good quality of protein into your body. Okay. And if you're vegan, then you can go for vegetables that are high in protein, like soybeans, spinach, asparagus, broccoli. So that will also give you an amount of protein. Of course, meat will always give you an extra amount of vitamin B12 that you cannot get through those plants. But there's plenty of supplements also in the market for that, if you are vegan. And for the fifth tip, it is something that a lot of scientists are talking out there, and I'm sure you heard vitamin D. Yes, it is super important. And it's something that we all need. Like I said before, we used to spend so much time outside, and it is important. It is involved with a lot of other levels in your body, like magnesium and zinc and everything. So all of these are connected, and I know that in the current society, we are kind of like trained to, oh, be careful with the sun because of cancer. But the fact is that throughout our evolution, we were always outside. So we were always taking sun rays. And you can actually even take vitamin D if the sky is clouded, because there will still be sun rays passing through it. And I believe there are even some cool apps that will tell you when the UV rays are there more available and what part of the day. So you can, if you're interested in increasing your levels of vitamin D, you can do that. If you noticed, I'm not talking about supplements or anything, because these are things that you can do just with natural things, and this is what I'm trying to bring to you. And vitamin D, yes, there's also supplements out there. If you cannot go outside and have vitamin D, yes, and sometimes I do supplement, but ideally, just being outside and being able to take in that natural vitamin D, it should be enough. Okay, and I know some of my friends are here from Portugal, south of Portugal, so you'll be able to get a lot of sun when they let you out. So the other tip is get more sleep. Yes, sleep is very important. It is very important to your body. It is important to your circadian rhythm, all of that. And we used to have a rhythm, but right now we're exposed to so much light that it confuses our body. Artificial light, I mean. So for you to get more sleep, good tips are to black out your room. Darkness actually signals that you're meant to go to sleep, like I said. And reduce your screen time. This is something that I'm even starting to do myself. I spend too many hours on the screen, and now especially, it's computers, it's everything, your screen of your iPhone before you go to sleep. So I'm trying to decrease that. So I set up myself a goal to not to be on my phone 1 hour before I go to bed, so that I fall asleep easily and I have good quality of sleep. Luckily, I've always had kind of a good sleep, and I fall asleep easily. If I don't, I just read a book and that's it. Like 2.5 pages later, and I'm dead asleep. But it's not the same for everybody. And I know also that in terms of implementing routines, it can help. So if you go to bed regularly at the same time, and then your biological clock will make you wake up also at the same time. That's how it works. It is the best to regulate your body, and it is the best to be in connection with nature and with your circadian rhythm. Okay, so that was tip number 6. Tip number 7, you'll like this one: play and laugh. Okay, so we do underestimate this a lot, you know but if you think about it, who are the happiest beings on earth? Children. They're always laughing, they're having fun, everything is a discovery to them. So it is a great way to boost your immune system, to actually to be happy, to do things, playfulness, bring that into your life. And there are many ways. Well, this document here, build a fort. I don't know if now we can, like if some of you are on the beach, maybe paint the picture. Some people like to, be there doing their arts and crafts. I would even say it's beginning of the year. Do you have like a vision board? Do a vision board. It's also playful. Um, Drawing, board games. I have friends who are so much into games. Yeah, and they relax like that, and it's playful for them. Card games, that's a thing that even adults, that can be fun. Card games. Play an old sport. Do a puppet show. Yeah, that can be fun. For me, this one is the best. Have a dance party. How many Zoom parties were you in, throughout this lockdown and everything? This is something that there's always so many, live streams going on. So you can easily, even on a Zoom call with friends, go and have a dance party. Why not? Tell a joke. That's another one. So make your life more fun, playful. So this is something that it's easy. Try to insert this at least once a day, you know. So now to the last bit. Number 8, create connection. Yes, connection is very important. And I think it was something that we were talking a lot during this lockdown because people were isolated. And that's why you have so much depression going on. And connection is indeed precious. And we are blessed by technology. Okay, so we have this opportunity throughout our Zoom calls and everything to be in touch with our dearest one. But before, imagine if this would have happened in a time where we wouldn't have all this technology available. So yes, if you cannot be together with a cluster of friends, that designated group of friends, then at least you can always, phone someone, send texts, write an email, FaceTime, again, the Zoom party, the virtual Zoom party. But, ask your friend, how is he doing? Create connection. Connection is really important. We are social beings. We are not meant to be isolated. So this is something either virtually or, like I said, if you have this small group that you always meet with that group, I actually do. And that is so important. That hug that we are all talking about when all of this is gone, we really need to hug people. We need that contact with people. And that is important for your immune system as well. Okay. And last but not least, self care. Okay. So it is important for you in times like this to really look out yourself and create routines that can help you, to really designate that time for yourself. I don't know about you, but I already have this implemented in my mornings, for instance. So I start my morning with a meditation, and then I have my playtime with my cat, and then I start journaling before I start my breakfast. So those are my morning rituals, my self-care rituals. You can set up your own. I have here ideas like daily walks, yoga, meditation, connecting with a family member or friend, baths, relaxing baths. That can be, your self-care time. Exercise, yes. Journal, yeah, I do that. I do a gratitude journal. I start my day with that, and it's really amazing. And it's amazing to even go back and read what I was reading before. Read a chapter in the book. You can just like, okay, this is my me time. I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna set up. Today, I'll have to read one chapter of this book. Listen to a podcast. There's so many interesting things out there nowadays. You have so many podcasts. Play your favorite music. Yes, this is something I also do. I usually put on some mix that I'm into. um, Dance, why not? You can start your day dancing or finish your day dancing, who knows. And again, spend time with your pet, which is kind of like what I try to do in the morning. Usually that's when my cat is more talkative, I say, so I take advantage of that. So these are quickly, the 9 steps that you can do. And I have this document, and actually the document then has some notes at the end that can help you to start, integrating all these tips and what are you going to do. So for instance, my daily non-negotiable, right? What am I going to do each day, no matter what, to take care of my health and well-being? See, I've given you these steps. It's really up to you which ones you want to implement. If you want to implement them all, great. If you want to just do a few of them, it is fine. Start small, but at least start somewhere. And about that, it's like I say a lot of times we start the new year with all these you know goals, and yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, my new year resolutions. You don't need to start big. If you actually start small, but you are able to progress within what you're doing, you will feel so much better. You will feel accomplished, and you will feel that you can do even more. While if you put like this big goal and then you don't do half of it, then you're like, oh, this is not working for me. It's so easy to say that, right? So yeah, start small, but start at some place, okay? Then it also asks here, what and who makes you happy? Write that down. And then what are recipes I would like to try? Yeah, even within, what I told you about eating better, just try. There's so many nice recipes out there nowadays. You can even look for keto and paleo recipes all over the internet. And then visualize your ideal way. I actually take this meditation, which is the six phase meditation by Vishen Lakhiani. And it's one of the parts is visualizing your day. And this actually helps you to even set up like some small goals for yourself throughout the day. So you can find things out there easily. If you want that I drop you what meditation is that, write it in the comments on Facebook and I'll be able to do so. Okay. So and then you have just regular notes. So this document that I have, and I'm gonna stop the share now. I'll be happy to forward that to you. Like I said, it is a PDF document. You will have all these tips that I'm giving you, so you can go over them and you can decide I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna start implementing these in my life. But the fact is, you really do have more power over your health than you know. And we as human beings, our body is amazing. Our body really wants to be healthy. It wants to heal itself much more than it wants to be sick. So if you do take good care of it, it is your vessel after all. You will have better results throughout in life. And if things like this, like COVID, come your way, it will be easier probably for you to get over it, because your body will be more in sync to nature. It will be doing more of what it's supposed to, and it will be helping you. So I hope that you had a good time watching this. And I'm going to be um, ending this live call. This was supposed to be just a quick call, just to give you some tips. Like I said, I did this poll in the beginning to see if you were interested in knowing this. A lot of my students who have done WildFit, for them, this is nothing new, because we talk about this because it's even important. WildFit is about the health. And so these are really part of what we teach and what we help people with. But nothing like, just put it out there and for you to see that these are things you can do yourself. You don't really need like much of a thing, to start doing them. So have fun. And if you want me to send you the document, I will be happy to. Just write it in the comments. Or if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those later. Okay, thank you. And happy 2021. I hope that this will be a much better year for everyone, and that you are, healthy, in peace, lots of love, and lots of successes coming your way. Okay, thank you.